Hello there, viewer. I'm not sure if I'll even upload this video, but a few people have told me that they like my RuneScape commentary and that I should do more. This will probably be the last poll that I vote in before I quit the game, or go on indefinite hiatus to be more technical because no one ever quits RuneScape. But I thought, if people want to hear me speak, then so be it. So I'm going to give my thoughts on this poll. Alright, so first off, I can see that the first question is passing, which is really dumb because it should be hidden because it's going to influence me subconsciously to vote yes. But anyway, good thing it's only the first question, so we're going to vote. Oh, I should actually read this. Making friends with My Arm is a master quest featuring the return of My Arm, the troll farmer from My Arm's A Big Adventure, now heading into the frozen north as an ambassador to a troll colony there. Help him actually I don't care. Would you like Making Friends with My Arm, a master level quest to be added to the game? Alright. This is something I've said about quests before. I think once, but I want to make it a point if people are going to listen to this video. Not many, but whatever. Of all of the skill capes in the game, the quest cape is the only cape that seems to ever appreciate in value. While all of these skills get devalued over time, the quest cape is the only one that seems to get harder as the game goes on. That may not be completely true because it's easier to get requirements for certain quests and whatever, but the more quests they add, the more merit the quest cape does have. Like, I used to have, well, I still technically have it in my bank, but all of these new quests they add, I haven't done most of them, and I kind of like that. I wish they did that like the current skills. It's like, if people want, if there's a nerf to a skill, people but if they nerf, well, I don't want to, I'm sorry, if they nerf the X period of a skill, they make it harder, people but when they do it to quest, people are like, yeah, I want a quest, sure. So yeah, I'll vote yes to a quest. It also keeps them from adding like really bad updates when they're occupied with stuff like quests. Yeah, fewer bad updates, more good updates. The completion of Making Friends with My Arm introduce a new disease-free herb farming patch in Weiss. No, because, like, well, I guess you actually, I know this quest is going to need some, like, real reward. I know there's going to be, like, a fire pit thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pulled. So, yeah, this isn't that bad. This is a better reward than probably an alternative they'd propose if it failed. That's why I'm voting yes. Should completion of the quest unlock a teleport to the troll stronghold, giving easier access to the herb patch there? Alright, no. No. I'm voting no because teleports are already overpowered in this game. You can always teleport anywhere, so it's good that people actually have to walk more than 2 tiles to get where they want to go, but I'm voting no. Should a brazier be added to the entrance of God War's dungeon, which would permanently remove the chilling effect? The brazier would require 60 construction to build. Click for details of the special fire pits. Oh, okay. Okay, this is the part of the fire pits. No. Well, here's my problem with fire pits. It just reeks of like RS3 stuff just being littered all over the landscape that adds some sort of benefit. It just doesn't feel old school. I don't like the brazier because I just don't like having all this stuff added to places, just littering the landscape to make the experience slightly more convenient. The brazier requires 60 construction to build. You know, if they added a fire making requirement, it would be a little more justified because fire making needs a use, but still, I just think it's a dumb idea. Fire pits, I think, are a dumb idea. Should a brazier be added to Mortania swamps, which would prevent swamp decay and remove the aggression of gas? It's a dumb reward. The only reason I would vote yes for either of these is because, well, if this passes, they can't propose a worse award that might actually be bad to the meta. That's what I'm thinking, but I think the herb patch and the XP drops would be sufficient, so I just think braziers would be a dumb idea. And if these two pass, and like, let's say let's say there are some Braziers I really don't like the future ones in the polls, but these two pass, it'll just be like kind of weird. Because then you'll have only 2 Braziers. Should a Brazier be added to Lumbridge Swamp, which would act as a permanent light source? No. Should one be added to Giant's Mole Lair? No. Should a Brazier be added to Caves? Permanent? No, no light sources. Should a Prayer Fire Pit be added to the Ice Trolls on Fremnik Isles? If no Prayer Fire Pits pass the poll, Prayer Fire Pits will not be added to the game. So, to my understanding, this is just a... I don't want to say a Slayer buff, but it's a buff to how you do... It doesn't buff the XP rate of Slayer, but it is a convenience thing. I'm still saying no, because it's... I don't like fire pits as a general concept. And also, I don't like sure, this is like a really small convenience thing, but it's like so small it's dumb. I want to make a video about, or talking about updates. One point I'm going to cover in there, if I make the video, is about how whenever you update the game, you just make it feel a little less like old school. You deter even just a little bit from the old school feel, quote unquote. And every update, if it's a good update, it should be worth deterring from that old school feel. And I don't feel that the fire pits do that. In fact, I think they, more than like an ordinary update would, detract from that old school feel because you're just filling the game up with garbage on the landscape. Should a prayer fire pit be added nearby? The same thing. We don't need any more. Oh, I mean, no. We don't need any more buffs to Slayer. I know I said this wasn't really a buff to Slayer, and I guess this would fall in the same category, but, like, no. Should a prayer fire pit be added to Hill Giants? Close to the graveyard of heroes on Zaya. I have no idea what that is. Zaya should be deleted, but no. Should a prayer fire... Actually, let me talk about this real quick. I just want to touch real quick. This is unrelated to the poll, but if Jagex, if the mods would simply remove certain pieces of content from the game for a temporary period of time until they could be correctly patched and fixed, the game would objectively be of higher quality, and they'd be motivated to improve the game rather than just keep adding on stuff while they leave other stuff unfinished. Zaya is very unfinished, to say the least. Okay, next question. Should a prayer fire pit be added to the Wyvern Cave on Fossil Island? The Slayer task only area would also receive the effects. No! No fire pits. No prayer fire pits. It's just buffing Slayer. Well, it's technically not buffing Slayer, but it's making, you know, whatever, already one of my spiel about prayer fire pits. Okay, here's a good one. Should a resource fire pit be added to Zaya, which would affect the catching of gray chinchompas? If no resource pits pass the poll, the resource fire pits will not be added to the game. Is this saying if any of these resource fire pits fail, then this one won't apply? Whatever, I don't care. I'm still voting no, because here's the thing about the resource pits. There is a well-established problem that there's too many supplies coming from PVM that should come from skilling. So, based on this question, and then this question of U-logs, and probably the next one about other sorts of resources, it really seems like Jagex's solution, like the only updates they've proposed, would be to increase the supply you get from skilling. But that doesn't make, like, okay, sure, you have more of these skilling supplies, but then you just inflate the item and you make the price fall down, so you're not really incentivizing people to go skill. That's really the issue, people not doing the skill. Oh yeah, an excellent example of this. Yeah, an excellent example of this is when Dragon Slayer 2 was introduced to the game, and they introduced Wrath runes. But what they did was they also, instead of only being able to runecraft them, you could kill the rune or adamant dragons. Maybe it's just I don't know, but you could also kill a very profitable NPC to receive them as loot. Now, to me, it's like, why would you do that? I know Aiza was asked this on the QA, like you know, oh he said, oh you know, we were thinking that you know maybe we should make rune crafting only, but for some reason that I have no idea what it is, that we're just going to let the dragons drop it also. But we already have a pre-established problem of skilling items coming from PVM. So why would you do that? The only conceivable explanation I can think of is because, oh well, when it comes to runes, other monsters already drop runes, so it would be consistent if we made the Wrath rune also be dropped by these monsters. But the problem is the problem is the current state of the game. The problem is that those monsters drop all these supplies, so it doesn't make any sense to me. Should a resource fire pit be added to the U-logs at Zaya? No. Zaya's getting more overpowered. Actually, not really overpowered, but it's dumb. Should a resource fire... Actually, I should explain why it's dumb. They're just trying to make Zaya more popular by artificially... What's this? Looking like a boss? I think he's talking to me. Thanks. Off. I think they're just trying to buff Zaya by just increasing the rate of supply you get there. And I guess it's a good thing that they're trying to... If they're going to have these fire pits, it's a good thing they're trying to make Zaya useful. But still, it's like, come on. Zaya needs to be, like, thrown out and redone. Should a resource... No resource. Magic logs? Yeah, see, nope. Red Chinchampas? Nope. The fishing colony? No. Should a resource pit be added to the sorcerer's tower which would affect the gathering? No. Path 3B affect the gathering of U-logs? No. Be added to Berg de Rot, which would affect the catching of sharks. Who's sharks in Berg de Rot? Like, what the heck? Mauritania only Iron Men? I looked at the little map they had. Like, I read the devlog. They had this map where they showed all the places for these fire pits. And I see there's like one in Berg de Rot, like a shark. I'm like, what? Who sharks? No, it's dumb. For all the reasons I already explained. The stamina fire pit be added near the Arceus Essence mine on Zaya. If no stamina fire pits pass the poll, stamina fire pits will not be added to the game. Alright, this is going to be, well, this is, I guess, a more personal one, because I'm a fan of agility, to say the least. Should a stamina fire pit be added near the Arceus mine on Zaya? Okay, oh, this is the rune crafting mine. Alright, Zaya rune crafting is the worst update this game has ever had, in my opinion. I don't hate anything in this game, but I come really close to Zaya rune crafting. It's like, it's inexcusable, but that's its own video. There should definitely not be a... I didn't even know you could run out of energy at the Essence mine, because you're just AFKing for so long. But no, it's dumb. This would cause a spike in Amylase crystals, I assume, and then it'd crash because everyone, well, I guess everyone would light their brazier or light their fire pit. Oh no, this isn't permanent. Okay, well then this would cause the Amylase crystal price to go up, which would be good for me because I'm sitting on a bunch of marks. But I don't plan to be playing in the near future. Should a stamina fire pit be added near the cosmic altar in Xanaris? No stamina fire pit shall pass the poll. I mean, I'm glad that they're trying, like, yeah, cosmic, astral, nature. Why does it have to say... Oh, man. Oh, man. If one doesn't pass the poll, they all fail. I do kind of like how they're trying to buff these rune crafting methods. Even though I don't like fire pits. But I'm still voting no, because I don't like fire pits. Should the stamina fire pit be added near it? No. Not Urania altar. Should the stamina fire pit be added near the herbivore pet? No fire pits. Should a fire pit be added near Foul the Bard? If no stamina fire pits, no. Okay, that's the end of the voting. Thank you for voting. Let's see. The quest passes. Herb passes. Completion of making friends with my armor like a teleport passes. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, Guard Wars Dungeon, that passes. Alright, whatever. Gas don't pass. Barely not passing. Barely not passing. I'm glad I voted. The Brazier. Ooh. Oh, snap. People don't like these. Yes, yes. People realize how bad of an idea this is. That sounds kind of harsh, but it's dumb. Hooray. Okay, so my best hope is that they don't propose something like even something that's actually bad for the game. These really aren't bad, they're just dumb. I guess that's the end of the video. Tell me if you liked it. Maybe I'll make more stuff like this where it's just me giving my opinion on something. Thank you for watching.